Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside someone's mind? Psychology is a fascinating field, but there's a side to it that's often whispered about, not shouted. It's called dark psychology. Today, we're going to explore some of these less discussed aspects, specifically within female psychology. Now, before we start, it's crucial to remember that these are general patterns and observations. They don't apply to every woman, and they aren't about labeling anyone as good or bad. This is about understanding the full, complex spectrum of human behavior, which includes strategies and motivations that aren't always bright and sunny. So, if you're ready to look beyond the surface, let's get into the 9 dark aspects of female psychology. First up is what psychologists call covert aggression. This is a big one. Unlike overt aggression, which is direct confrontation, like yelling or physical altercations, covert aggression is subtle, indirect, and often hard to pin down. Think about gossip, spreading rumors, giving someone the silent treatment, or using backhanded compliments. The goal is the same as open aggression too: assert dominance or cause harm, but the method is disguised. It's designed to create psychological distress while allowing the aggressor to maintain plausible deniability. You might hear something like, "Oh, I love your new haircut. It's so brave of you to try something so different." It sounds like a compliment, but the underlying message is a critique. This indirect approach is often favored because it's less risky. It bypasses direct conflict and can be incredibly effective at undermining someone's confidence or social standing without leaving any clear fingerprints. Number 2 is the cry for help. That's actually a form of manipulation. Now, it's vital to distinguish this from genuine distress. Many people genuinely need and deserve help. However, in dark psychology, a feigned crisis can be a powerful tool. By exaggerating or fabricating a problem, a person can evoke sympathy and guilt in others, compelling them to offer support, attention, or resources. It's a way to control the dynamic of a relationship. For instance, someone might constantly talk about how overwhelmed and fragile they are, causing their partner or friends to walk on eggshells and constantly cater to their needs. This tactic plays on our natural empathy and desire to help those in need, turning it into a mechanism for control. Recognizing the pattern is key as it a consistent one-way street of crisis and rescue. That might be a sign that something more manipulative is at play. The third aspect is competitive altruism. On the surface, altruism is one of our most noble traits, helping others with no expectation of reward. But competitive altruism twists this. It's the act of being helpful, generous, or good, primarily to gain social status and appear more virtuous than others. It's a subtle competition to be seen as the most caring or most selfless person in a group. You might see this in social circles, where individuals try to one-up each other with grand gestures of kindness, not for the act itself, but for the social currency it provides. The motivation isn't pure empathy. It's ego. It's about building a reputation and gaining influence through the performance of goodness. This can make it very difficult to discern genuine kindness from a strategic move for social climbing. Let's move on to number 4, vicarious gossip. We all know what gossip is, but vicarious gossip adds a layer of detachment. This is where someone shares a juicy rumor or a piece of negative information about someone else, but frames it as though they're concerned or just passing along what they heard. They might say something like, "I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm so worried about Sarah. I heard she's having money problems." By framing it as concern, the person distances themselves from the malicious nature of the gossip. They get the thrill and social bonding that often comes with sharing secrets, and they can potentially damage someone's reputation, all while maintaining an image of being a caring friend. It's a way to engage in social aggression without appearing aggressive. 5th on our list is the martyrdom complex. This is when someone consistently and deliberately puts themselves in a position of suffering to gain sympathy or control others through guilt. The martyr often takes on excessive burdens, refuses help, and then emphasizes how much they've sacrificed. The unspoken message is, Look at everything I do for you. You owe me. This creates a powerful debt of guilt in family members, partners, or friends. They might say things like, "Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I'm used to handling everything on my own," which makes everyone else feel guilty and obligated. It's a passive-aggressive way to wield power, making others feel perpetually indebted and responsible for the martyr's unhappiness, which is a very effective, albeit draining, form of control. Number 6 is something called strategic incompetence. Have you ever known someone who is suddenly terrible at a task they don't want to do? That's strategic incompetence. It's the act of pretending to be unable to do something to avoid responsibility. For example, if someone doesn't want to be in charge of planning a group trip, they might intentionally mess up the initial arrangements, saying, "Oh, I'm just so bad at this stuff." This forces someone else to take over. It's a passive way to get out of work or unwanted duties. Over time, people learn not to ask them for help with certain things, which is exactly the desired outcome. It's a cleverer, under-the-radar way to manage one's workload and responsibilities by offloading them onto others who are more capable or willing. Coming in at number 7 is emotional blackmail. This is a highly manipulative tactic where someone uses your emotions against you to get what they want. It often follows a pattern, a demand, followed by a threat if you don't comply. The threat isn't physical, it's emotional. A classic example is, "If you really loved me, you would do this." Or, if you go out with your friends tonight, "Don't be surprised if I'm upset all week." This puts the other person in an impossible position. Either give in to the demand or be punished with guilt, anger, or sadness. It's a direct assault on the emotional foundation of a relationship, using feelings as currency and weapons to control another person's behavior. It's incredibly damaging because it makes you feel responsible for the other person's emotions. Number 8 is the use of silent approval in social exclusion. This is a group dynamic. It happens when one person in a group initiates the exclusion of another, maybe by not inviting them to an event or by ignoring them. The dark psychological aspect here is the role of the others in the group who say nothing. By remaining silent, they give their tacit approval to the exclusion. They may not have initiated it, but their silence validates the act and isolates the target. This inaction is a powerful tool. It allows a group to ostracize someone without anyone having to take direct responsibility for being the main one. Everyone can claim they weren't involved, but the collective silence is what truly does the damage, reinforcing the social hierarchy and punishing the person who's been left out. Finally, number 9, weaponized vulnerability. Vulnerability is generally seen as a strength, a key to deep connection. However, it can also be weaponized. This is when someone shares personal, sensitive information or past traumas not to build trust, but to create a premature sense of intimacy and obligation. By sharing a deep secret early on, they can make you feel special and trusted. This fast-forwards the bonding process and can make you feel indebted or more inclined to overlook red flags later on. You might think, well, they trusted me with so much, I have to be there for them. It's a tactic to quickly hook someone emotionally, creating a powerful bond that's actually built on a strategic disclosure rather than genuine, mutual trust developed over time. So there you have it, 9 dark aspects of female psychology. Again, this isn't about pointing fingers. Men and women are both capable of all kinds of behaviors, light and dark. The purpose of this discussion is to raise awareness. By understanding these subtle, often hidden psychological tactics, we can all become better at recognizing them, whether they redirected at us, or whether we might be using them ourselves without realizing it. Knowledge is the first step toward healthier interactions and more genuine relationships. It helps us protect ourselves from manipulation and encourages us to be more mindful of our own motivations. Understanding the full picture of human psychology, including its shadows, is what allows us to navigate our social world with more wisdom and empathy. Thanks for watching and taking this deep dive with us. If you found this interesting, let us know in the comments. And for more content that explores the complexities of the human mind, Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.